Popdock is an end-user-driven ad hoc query tool that makes it easy for users to work with data from all their business applications. Inside of the Popdock web application, where Popdock all starts is by setting up connectors. We set up a connector for any application we want to query or access data from. With over 60 out-of-the-box connectors today, Popdock can access data from a large variety of different business applications, like ERPs such as Acumatica, CRM systems, help desk solutions, online stores, databases, and really any application with a REST API. Once we have made a connection to an application, we have lists available, which are your views of data. In the case of Acumatica, any web service endpoints or endpoints exposed via OData can be made available as a list inside of Popdock. So let's start by opening up one of those lists. So as you can see, we have a list of project transactions coming from our Acumatica environment. Now you'll notice whenever we open up a tab inside of Popdock that the data is always real time. We're always reaching into the source at the time of the request to return back whatever records are made up as part of that request. Built inside of this interface, we then give you a whole bunch of functionality to easily work with data. So things that you can do very easily. You can go in and you can grab additional columns. You'll notice that they get added at the very end. If I wanted to remove a column that has no data in it, I could do that as well. So if I wanted to get rid of that original document number, I could. Everything inside of this interface is all drag and drop. So if I wanted to move the created date time to the front of my list, I could drag it on over. I can also do things like grouping. So if I wanted to group my project's transactions by module, you'll notice that whenever we do a grouping, all of the groups or records are expanded, but you do have the ability to collapse them as well. Built inside of this interface, filtering is super easy. We give you the ability to have as many filters as you want on any of your lists. You can also mix your ands with your ors, so just a lot of power in terms of being able to ask questions of your data. From here, if you're someone that prefers working with data in Excel, you'll notice that we have an export button that allows you to export any list out to Excel. We also have a concept called details, which allow us to show related information. So you'll notice at the very bottom of this list, I have this details caret where if I select it and then select one of the records within my project transaction list, what will return are the details or line item details that are tied to this specific transaction. So anytime that there's a relationship within that data set, we can tie that data together, present it within a single interface, no matter if that data is coming from Acumatica or potentially an entirely different solution. Now where Popdock gets a little more power is we like to take data and display it where our end users work. So I'm going to jump over to Acumatica and show you a couple of examples inside of here. The first one is using a dashboard where we have this Popdock multiple list widget, which contains data not only from our live Acumatica environment, but it also contains data from other connectors that we've set up inside of Popdock. So I can hit this down menu and see that I have, some accounts receivable and payable from Acumatica, some general ledger, project management, but I also have a couple of migration groups where we've taken historical data and we're embedding it right inside of Acumatica. Now this is really that same Popdock interface. However, we're now using virtual integration to display data inside of an external application without having to move data between different systems. So if I wanted to change the view, I could very well change it to a migration group. And I'm going to show you an example of a custom list that we have the ability of building inside of Popdock called a merge list. Oftentimes people that are migrating from a historical ERP to Acumatica, they want to have a way to preserve their historical data. But not only that, they would like to see a view of data all combined in one view. So here's an example of a merge list where we've taken historical Dynamics GP data of different sales orders and we've merged it together with live Acumatica data. And you'll notice that we give you all that same functionality around the outside to then work with the data right inside of Acumatica. Not only that, but we can also embed widgets on the different generic inquiries inside of Acumatica. So you'll notice inside of here, if I'm on my customers and I select a customer, I'm now showing you that exact same view of sales orders. However, I'm now making it context sensitive to whichever customer I've selected. So I can now see all sales orders combined from my Acumatica environment with historical data from another ERP. Here's another example using a different connector inside of Popdock for Zendesk, where we're showing tickets that are associated with whatever customer that we selected. Now, the cool thing is that data doesn't always necessarily have to be dumb data. In some instances, there are applications that we have the ability to interact with the system that we are querying the data from. So in the case of Zendesk, if I right-click here, you'll notice that I, as a user, maybe working with this account, I have the ability to take action on the data. So if I wanted to, for instance, update the priority, we'll change it from urgent, maybe back to low. So not only is that updating inside of that Zendesk environment, but when I refresh the list, you'll notice that it also updates in my list as well. So as you can see by now, I'm sure you've picked up on the power of Popdock when working with Acumatica data, or really data from any of your business applications. If you have additional questions or want to further explore the capabilities of Popdock, contact our sales team at sales@eonesolutions.com and we'd be happy to help.